Hey everybody, Ed here with Tridactyls and the constant companion theory. Thanks for following along with our videos. This is a difficult subject for some of us researchers because you expect people to welcome this information with open arms. And I understand that with my CCT theory that it gets very vast, big, and out there and unbelievable. I do understand that. But it does take a toll on people. And then there's these sort of professional trolls out there who say weird things like, you're on your meds, or you're off your meds, you need meds, all these sort of things too. And it just it turns into a battle when you're just trying to share some information. So yes, the CCT theory has made some strange and wondrous research finds is what the word I'm looking for. And our latest find, which is very big, very enormous, it's felt like a certain ex-president there. It's very big. I've got a very big find here. It's our latest find has been from Bayon Temple. If you've been following along, this temple, now this is going to be one of the hardest sells for people. I have to say, I've done the research into the type of art they used, and it's called Anamorphosis Perspective Anamorphosis. That is, it's a sort of a stereoscopic art form that relies on human vision and the certain inadequacies of it, I suppose. It also depends on the viewer to have knowledge, as I suspected. That was part of my hypothesis. So one of the reasons I'm able to point out these things in the art forms is that I do believe the Tridactyls are real, and I've been staring at them. And so, for example, at this location at Bayon Temple, the first thing I noticed was the eye. It's not even stylized. It's a realistic looking eye. It caught my attention. I had seen a similar eye in the Egyptian artifact. And so the eyes of Bayon Temple, at least one set of them, because this structure is almost like a pixelated image. That's the best analogy I can give. It's like a pixelated image. And so there's various layers and various beings and faces you'll see, heads you'll see, at the temple, depending on where you stand, hence the term Perspective Anamorphosis. So here at the temple, if you want to see the faces, and I've gone around the temple several times, virtually, on Google Earth, looking at people's videos. I still think there's probably the best shot out there. But interestingly enough, the best shot required to see the faces at Bayon Temple, and I don't mean the human faces on the proper tower sides. These are in the vertices. Well, it's not in the vertices. It requires eliminating the space in between the two faces. So, again, what we're going to look at, I'm going to post some pictures here. I'm going to post pictures, and I want everyone to understand that this is an optical illusion, not too different than a magic eye poster. The best place to stand to see, again, the Tridactyl faces is to position yourself in between the two human faces. So the human faces, nose and upper lip, form the eyeball area, okay? So that same area here on my face is recreated here, with the lower lip acting as a eye fold. And that's where it starts to get realistic, is because whoever the artists were, and I'm assuming at this point that the artists aren't human. Sorry, I know we're going to go that route, the ancient alien. But again, this pixelation and the fact that depending on where you stand, because even when you look forward at the faces at a certain distance, it does sort of pull this sort of that sort of beast-like snout you sometimes see on Tridactyls, right? They have a little bit of that nose and mouth coming together. And so just a different face. I think the top of the temple might be a head, and I think the base itself might just be a head. Some of these photos you're going to see, I've taken the liberty of, for one, I just simply did a mirror image of one side. And again, this is just to create that forced perspective, since I found it hard to virtually stand in the right position, which if you look at the map of Angkor Thom, there's this perimeter wall, and the perimeter wall seems to be like probably the perfect spot. I was making more progress just outside the perimeter wall, but the perimeter road looks like it was too far, and again, the Google Earth images. I was at one point where I was at the perfect angle, perfect perspective, and I turned my mouse to look up at the tower, and it was blurred out. Ugh. So anyway, that's what you're going to be seeing. This is a form of steganography, so again, it's hidden. I think the layers of complexity and the way it's almost like a pixelated picture makes me inclined to say that this is good chance not human.